Hello everyone, welcome to The Old Man and the Read. My name is Jerry. Today I'm going to talk about the books I've read by one of the more highly regarded writers of modern times, Saul Bellow. Saul Bellow was both a Canadian and later an American writer. He was born in 1915 and died in the year 2005. He was just really highly regarded. He won several major literary awards, including the Nobel Prize, the Pulitzer, the National Book Award. So he was just really highly regarded. Wrote some really good books, and so I'll show you what I've read by him. I haven't read nearly everything, but I've read several of his books. The first I'll show you, it was published in 1953, and this is The Adventures of Augie March. This follows the life of Augie March, and he and his brother grew up in a fatherless, or brothers grew up in a fatherless household and lived in very humble circumstances. The story then just continues following Augie's life and as he goes through a whole series of misadventures. Probably the most notable of the adventures he went through was in Mexico when he was with a woman who is trying to catch lizards with an eagle. Another one is he was survived during the war, his ship being sunk, and he's on a lifeboat with a man who's gone fairly insane. But that's the Adventures of Augie March. Just really quite an entertaining book. In 1956, he published Seize the Day. This is about a man in his mid-40s, and he's living just a disastrous life. He's unemployed, and he's separated from his wife and kids, and he's just completely inept at just about everything he tries, and really has no hope of ever succeeding. In 1959, he published Henderson, the Rain King. I think this might be my favorite of Bellow's books. This is about a wealthy man who is bored with life, and he goes to Africa. He goes through a whole series of misadventures while there until he comes to a village where he performs a feat of strength by moving a huge statue, and by doing this he's then made the Rain King for the village. In 1964 he published Herzog. This is about a man who's going through his second divorce from a very manipulating woman, and his whole life is just disintegrating. But the story is told through a whole series of flashbacks of his life, and is told through a lot of numerous letters that he's writing. The letters are to a whole variety of people, from some of his friends to just famous people. In 1970, he published Mr. Samler's Planet. This follows a man, Arthur Samler, who is a survivor of the Holocaust. And he is now a lecturer at Columbia University. And this takes place in the 1960s, and it's basically about him trying to deal with all of the situation, the world full of crazies and perverts. In 1975, he published Humboldt's Gift, and this story follows basically two writers. One of them, Charlie Citrine, is a young writer, and he's has become the protege of his hero, basically, a poet named von Humboldt Fleischer. Now, von Humboldt Fleischer is on the decline, and he's losing his abilities through drink. And then Charlie Citrine writes a very successful Broadway play that then becomes a movie, and Citrine's success is seen as a betrayal by Humboldt. In 1989, he published A Theft. It's just a short little book about a woman who has been given an engagement ring, but the relationship didn't work out, and she then goes through a series of marriages, I think to 4 different men. She loses the ring, and then collects $15,000 from the insurance company for it. But then she later finds the ring under her bed, but she never notifies the insurance company. And then later, the ring is actually stolen. And she's very resentful at the theft of her ring, even though she herself had committed theft when she kept the reward money or insurance money. In the year 2000, he published Ravelstein. This follows a man named Abe Ravelstein. He's a professor who is living above his means when he finally finds himself actually wealthy. He writes a very successful book that earns him wealth. Most of the book is about his lifestyle, and he becomes sick and finds he's dying of AIDS, and then asks a friend to write his memoir. And this is loosely based on actual facts of Saul Bellow's life, where he had a friend who did a similar thing and wanted him to write a memoir, and I think that's how this book resulted. And the last book I have was published in 2001. This is the collected stories of Saul Bellow, and it's a book of short stories. A couple of them I liked. One titled Looking for Mr. Green, and this follows a man whose job it is to deliver relief checks to people who are disabled and who aren't able to pick them up themselves. So it follows him. He's a white man, and he's delivering in a black neighborhood, and he's looking for Mr. Green, but nobody trusts him and won't give him directions because he's white. Another story, Leaving the Yellow House. This follows a woman, Hattie, who's lived in her house for over 20 years, and this is in the Sago Desert. She's become too old to live here and has broken her arm in an accident, and so she's now trying to find someone to take the house from her. But those are the books I've read by Saul Bellow. Just really excellent writer, really fun stories, and just quite good. So I'd like to thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you on another. Thanks.